Hello, high levelers. My name is Ray O'Daniel, and I am an affiliate of GoHighlevel. And in this video, what I'm going to show you is how I'm going to give you a free snapshot, a Google review system snapshot that you can use in your business to help you sell reputation management inside of the GoHighlevel platform. But before we get started, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button. I do appreciate your support. So awesome. Alrighty, in this video, I'm kind of excited here. So what I've done is I've taken some of the reputation management out of the snapshots that I typically give my affiliates, and I'm sharing it out with everyone else because I'm creating a couple of different videos on reputation management, how to sell reputation management. And in order to do that, I don't want to hold back. I want to be able to give you everything that you need to succeed. So right now, I'm going to be going over two separate systems inside of the Highlevel platform of how you can do reputation management, how you can put systems in place for your clients to actually help you quickly deploy and get a review management system put in place for your clients, all using the snapshot I'm going to give you. So right now, let's go ahead and hop on over so we can begin looking at this. So awesome, here we are inside of my snapshot, and forgive me, this is a sub account that I use to create this particular snapshot, so I'm just going to walk through it with you here. Now, in this example, for this snapshot, I'm going to have two different examples of how you can do reputation management. Number one is going to be a text or SMS-based system for doing it. And we're going to go over all of the stuff that's in the snapshot and how the whole system works and how you can customize it and all of that. So don't worry about it. Just sit back and relax and enjoy the video. The second system is going to be using a survey to actually send out and be able to email people using the email system. And I've created an email template that you can use and things like that. We're going to go over that as well. But these are two separate systems that you can use to deploy. Again, one is SMS based, one is email based. So right now, we're going to hop right into it. Now, both of these systems ultimately require that you do a couple of things first. Now, the core of this whole system really involves a couple of custom values that you're going to need to update. Now, the custom values are automatically going to come in the snapshot. You don't have to worry about that. But let's go hop in here and look at some of the custom values. So if we take a look here, we see we've got two custom values here. One is a Google review survey link. And this is going to be when you deploy this snapshot, I'm going to show you how to do this. You're going to come back in here and copy the link for your survey and then come into this custom value and paste it. Now, you have to do that with every time you deploy the snapshot. The survey link changes every time you kind of deploy the snapshot into Highlevel. It gives it like a custom link that you have to update it. So I can't do it for you, but you will need to do that, and we'll show you how to do that. And then the Google review URL. So this is the special link inside of Highlevel that you can actually use to generate their Google reviews. Now, before we kind of get started with looking at this system, there are some prerequisites for this. And part of the prerequisites is that you come down here to integrations and you actually integrate their Google account and integrate their Google My Business account. So this is going to be essential because if you don't integrate their Google My Business account, these are for your clients, then you cannot generate a custom Google review link that you're going to need to populate the custom value. So right now, because this is not a real live business, I don't have a Google My Business to link into, but if you want, it's very simple and easy. You just sign in with your client's Google account. You should have that already because you probably already had this set up initially on the onboarding process. But if it's not set up, you will need to have that set up first before you continue. Once you continue, you will come over here to your reputation area, come into your settings over here and look at the review link. Now again, this is where if you wanted to, you can get reviews on Google. For this one, this is where you would get your custom business link page over here, but we don't have this set up yet. So unfortunately, I can't really show you, but you would come to this page. Once it's connected, it would generate a custom link for you for the Google reviews that would link you directly to the Google review 5-star link. And once you have that, you would just simply copy that, come over to your custom values. You would simply come in here and edit this. Let me come over here to the side, edit this custom value. And you would just simply paste this value here. So paste the URL, and then at that point, that's one of the first things that you need to do to get the snapshot system up and working, because you do need to have the Google review link. There are several factors that depend upon this custom value. They're used in several places throughout the snapshot. So this is absolutely urgent that you do this. And again, the Google review survey link, we will go over that, and I'll show you how to get that as well. Now, just for simplicity's sake, I did actually create just a Google reviews folder. I'm just sort of a nut when it comes to organization, so I like to organize all of my custom values and my custom fields into the appropriate folders for this, and just to make it nice, neat, and clean. But anyway, these are the two values that you will need. Also, there are a couple of custom fields. Now, you're going to get a lot of the standard custom fields that come with any snapshot. Unfortunately, I can't delete them. They have to come with part of the snapshot. Some of these opportunities, lost reasons, things like that. But what I want to show you here is this one right here. This is a custom field. How would you rate us? And if you wanted to, you could rename this or do whatever you want to. But all this is a Google review, and this is one of the core things that we have. inside of this is just this, how would you rate us? And I'll show you where that is inside of the survey. And then the customer feedback. So this right here is also going to be used. This is what's going to hold the information inside of the survey if they don't choose the high enough star rating. Again, we'll get into it, but this is a customer feedback field. And keep in mind, I do have these going to a Google review folder as well. So these custom fields are actually going to be put inside of the Google review folder, which means when you highlight the contact record, and again, we don't have any contacts listed here, but on the contact record, you scroll down, you'll have general info, additional info. There'll be another folder there called Google review. You can click and down, and all those values will be nicely stored inside of there for your contact field, so you don't have to organize anything. It's already done for you. So those are just a couple of things that I need to get right off the bat that we're going to need to do. So right now, let's go ahead and start off by taking a look at the survey. We'll look at that one first because that's a little bit more complicated. So we're going to come over here and we're going to go to the survey builder. We just have one survey, a Google review survey. Now, keep in mind, I didn't make this pretty. I didn't deck it out. I didn't go the full extreme. You guys can do this. You guys can change any of the wording here, but this custom field is really just a matter of stars. These are emojis. They're very simple to get set up. As a matter of fact, let's just do that real quick in here because I wanted to show you how easy this is in case you ever wanted to do anything or recreate this. I don't like to hold back with things like this, so we're going to go ahead and edit. Now this is what the custom field looks like. It is a radio select field, and all I did here is just simply come in here and I found a star emoji on that and copied it, and I just copied 5-star emojis and put at the end 5-star. Then 4 stars, you get the point. But this is nothing separate. These are just emoji icons that you can remove, delete, and just add if you want to. So I can delete that, and that becomes a 4-star one. So I'm not going to save it, but I just wanted to let you know it's a radio select button. Just copy the emojis. It's real quick. You could probably make this thing in less than 5 minutes and be up and going. So now that we've kind of done that, I wanted to at least show you what that was like. So this right here is just a simple form. And the whole goal of this is this. You want to sit back and send them a survey about, to rate you or to give you some feedback regarding their customer service, the appointment they just had or something like that. Now you're going to give them a rating of 1 to 5 stars. And depending upon how you set this up, now in this setting, I have anything from 1 to 3 will actually go to a feedback form and actually from it. It won't post it. It won't give them access to the Google reviews for them to leave a review. It will actually go to a form, and then from there, there's an automation that we're going to talk about of what happens after that. Anything that's 4 and 5 stars will actually link directly out to the link that you have inside of your custom value. So make sure that's populated, because as soon as they click on that, it's going to send them directly over there, and I'll show you how we do that. Now, I'm going to make a big pause and a big note. Please be careful with regarding this particular system. Now, I've researched this with Google. It's kind of still somewhat vague about it. I do see this a lot. There are software vendors out there that their whole business is about just doing this type of review management system. But Google has put it out there on their platform that if you start trying to manipulate the reviews and things like that, that you can maybe get some repercussions with Google and your Google My Business account if you kind of get caught with that. So just please be careful with this of how you use it. I like to look at this as a way to find those people who, once they're not satisfied with your service, to fix that service, whatever it is, whatever it takes to fix that service, to turn a bad customer to a happy customer. That's what we're looking to do here. So whenever we have some automations put in place, and I'm going to show you what those are here after we look at this. So your team is going to have to follow up with these people. They're going to have to do their best to try to go out there and make this right if possible. And then once it's made right, once you correct the problem or do what you need to do, then that person may very well be more susceptible to leaving you a nicer, better review. And then you can send them a review at this time. So anyway, that's just my note. Please be careful about this. Google does have some restrictions. So having said that, right now, if we take a look at this whole thing is just going to be a text field. You can change this over here. This field is, again, the custom value field that we have. And one of the things I want to show you is inside of Highlevel, surveys have a bit of logic with them, which makes surveys a perfect way to deploy a Google review system because it has this logic. Very simple, easy logic to configure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this right over here. So looking at this, notice how, number 1, if somebody chooses 5-star, what do you do? Now, disqualify immediately. I know this may seem like, oh, what are you talking about, Ray? I don't want to sit back and disqualify them immediately. Right now, ultimately, the goal of this whole system is if they choose 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, whatever you select on this one here, then they go to a feedback form. If they select a 5-star review, we want to send them directly over to the URL inside to the Google review link. Now, unfortunately, there is no system or logic put in place here inside of the survey to be able to do that. without using these features that are already built in called disqualify immediately, or you can do disqualify after submit. I much rather prefer immediately because as soon as you make a selection, the person doesn't have to go to the end of the form. As soon as you click on the one thing, boom, it sends you and automatically redirects you, which is what disqualify immediately is. Now, if you don't know what this is, if you come inside here, this little style and options icon right over here, and then you come into your options, what you notice if you scroll down, if we can do this here, there is a section called disqualify immediately or disqualify after submit. If you click on this, one of the things that it does give you is the ability to either display a message, which we don't want to do, or you can send them to a URL, which is exactly what we want to do, which is why we're using the disqualify immediately for this purpose, because it will do an automatic URL redirect, which is exactly what we want. Now, notice this right here. What is this? This is your custom value field. So this right here, it just takes whatever's in your custom value, which makes it nice because you don't ever need to edit this survey. All you need to do is go change your custom value, and this works. This is perfect to deploy to your new clients. So this is kind of how this little tweak inside of the Highlevel platform works, trying to utilize the features that are already built into the surveys to make this work for us to come up with the solution. So if we come down here and take a look, we see that there's 4 and 5 stars. These are the ones that we want. If they do 4 or 5, we want to send them over to Google Reviews, and that's exactly what happens with this disqualify immediately. If they have 3 stars, 2 stars, or 1, basically we get this little drop-down list, and we can go to the second form in this survey, and that's called, it's just labeled P2, we call it leave feedback. So right now we can choose, if they choose 3, 2, or 1, we want to go to the leave feedback. So which means now we come down here to the second form, and again, this second form is not visible unless they select 1, 2, or 3 here on the stars. So if they do, right now the form just simply, again, you could change any of this. Please help us improve. Give us your full name. Notice that it's a required field. Full name, email address, because we need an email or phone number to create a contact record or to match a contact record that's already existing in the Highlevel platform, and then the customer feedback. Now, the customer feedback is the custom field that we looked at earlier, and all it does, it's in the Google Reviews folder. If you notice, we put that in there, but any of the feedback will be listed there, and then once they click submit, then the form gets submitted, and then what you see is this message right here. If I could scroll up here. So not sure what happened with that one, but thank you for your feedback. Our staff will look at your feedback as soon as possible. So, or you could change that message. That's kind of what gets displayed on the screen after they submit their survey. So that right there is really how the survey itself works. Now, we've already got the survey built. We've noticed we don't really need to do anything unless you want to customize how it looks or customize the text, which are completely up to your control because I'm giving you the snapshot. Now, what we need to do is kind of handle a couple of things regarding the backend system. Number one, how do we get the survey to the customer? Well, that pretty much is going to involve a workflow, an automation, and an email template. So those are already included, and we're going to take a look at that. But hopefully, again, if you have any questions over any of the stuff that we're going over here, please leave a comment in the video, something like that. I will get back to you here, but I'm trying to go over everything here about how this thing works and so forth. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this, and we're going to go ahead and click back. So now we've got the survey. One of the other things that I want to sit back and look at here is to show you that I do have a trigger link. Now, I use the trigger link in a couple of different places. Now, me personally, you could do this. If you don't like trigger links, then don't use them. You can come up with another way of looking at this. Rather than using a trigger link in certain places, which I'll show you where those are, you can use, you might use just a regular link. You could use anything else besides it. Me personally, I like using trigger links because I can have automations that fire when a trigger link is clicked. So that gives me another level of automation for me to sit back and say, did the person click on the link? Because keep in mind, if somebody clicks on the link to leave a survey, then that, I would say you're pretty much almost guaranteed that they're going to leave a review somewhere like that if they click on that particular link. So clicking on the link then gives you an option to do something or to notify your team or something like that, but at least gives you another level of automation. And again, we'll take a look at that. I've got a couple of different workflows that are built out here. You can choose to use them or not to use them, either way, but we do have a trigger link, and keep in mind the trigger link is built off the Google review URL. So you don't need to change any of the stuff. As soon as you put in the custom value, this is another area where that custom value gets used. So the link is already created and already set up and so forth. So we're going to come over here to email and email templates. Now here we've got just our Google survey email. Again, this is where you want to send the template that's used to send out for the survey to kind of get your customer to submit and fill out a survey for you. Now this is very basic, very general. I'm doing this just to kind of give you a framework. Please come in here and change this. You don't leave this here, but I literally put this here, your logo here, so you can brand, or your customers can brand the logo to make it look nice, so when they open it up, they know who it's from. And we just simply, if we take a look here, blow this up a little bit, We want to thank you for your recent visit. It would really help us out if you could take just 2 minutes and respond very quickly to our quick survey to let us know how our visit was. We appreciate you. Click here to take our survey. Now, this right here, if you take a look, if we click on this, notice up in here, we have this link directly to a trigger link. So this right here, this link URL, click here to take our survey. You could fill this out, but this right here is going directly to the Google review trigger link. So when they click on this in the email, then your automation for the trigger link will fire, letting you know that not only did that person open up an email, which you can also track, did they open this email up and take a look at it, but now you can say, did they click on this link? So just letting you know, this is a basic template that you can use inside of your workflow to submit it, and let's take a look at how those workflows actually work now. So if we come down here into the automation sections, I've got 2 folders. Again, I'm a little bit of an organization nut on that one. So right now we have the Google Review System, the survey system, and Google Review, the SMS. So right now we're dealing with the survey system, so we're going to open this up, and we've got 3 workflows. 1, 2, 3. I labeled them just to make them nice and neat. But this one right here is typically going to be your first one. Send Google Review Survey. Now, this one right here, whenever you send out, notice that it doesn't have a trigger. These are not going to be completely elaborate because I'm giving you a framework, and I'm wanting you, once you download this, to then extend this to create whatever it is around your client's business process to make this happen. So it has no trigger, which means that somebody is going to have to be manually added to this campaign. Now, if you want to add a trigger, if you want to add something like that, then perfectly fine. If you want to have this trigger off like, you're adding a new tag to somebody, that's going to be completely up to you. But all I'm doing here is just trying to get to send the survey out. So that's all this is doing. So we click on this email. Here we see send survey to customer. We've got the location name it's from, the location email. So it has like company name, company email. Let us know about your visit with the location name. So, let us know about your visit with ABC Dentistry, if that's where you're at. So here we're using the Google survey email template. So this template will, as soon as you update the template with whatever you need, this will automatically be updated here in this workflow, so you don't need to update it. And the only thing you might want to do is change the subject line here. So change the subject to match whatever it is that you want. And this is going to be the way that your client either goes into the Lead Connector mobile app. They could just simply say, customer, click add to campaign, choose the send Google survey, review, click, boom, send, and now they're added to this workflow. It sends it out, and then at that particular point, you can add other things. You can add a wait step. You can sit back and keep going over and over and resending them for a couple of days if you want to. I'm not going to build a workflow out like that because I don't know if that's going to be your business process or not. So again, I'm trying to give you frameworks here and have you extend it based upon your needs. So hopefully that makes sense. Second one here is the Google Review trigger link click. So again, I like trigger links because we can actually have that as a trigger. So again, I just created a workflow, trigger link clicked, add whatever you want to do here. This would be very easy. You can add if you want to add an internal notification to the team, if you want to send the team an email, if you want to do something like that, this is what you can do here in this particular workflow if you want to. And again, all of these workflows, by the way, all of my workflows inside of all of my snapshots always come in draft mode. So none of them will become active once you deploy them to your client, which is one of the benefits of this. Once you deploy it, you will have to update, customize the workflows, and then publish them, because only then do I want the workflows to be able to start firing and working. Because man, if they were all published, then as soon as you deploy them, these things could be firing, and who knows what they could be doing, and kind of make you maybe even a little bit embarrassed in front of your client. So keep all of the workflows just a good practice in draft mode, and then when you're ready, put them in publish mode. And last but not least, bad Google review received. So now, what happens if the survey is submitted here? This is where they submit the survey. Now, if they actually think about this, if they actually submit the survey, then that means they've answered 1, 2, or 3 to the Google review ratings. They've gone through, putting in their full name, email address, and what their feedback is, and they click the submit button. They have to go through all of that in order for this workflow to fire. Now, if they did that, here's the survey that we're looking for, the Google review survey. So that's already in here. Now, all I've done here is just simply add a task to your team. Add a task, review bad review. Review and respond to survey for whoever the contact name is, and then reach out to the customer to see about getting a better experience. So this is just a task that gets added, and you can continue. Maybe you notify a team member via email or SMS. You can extend this and do whatever you want to, but what happens when you get a bad review? What's your process? What's your system involved with that? And most agencies, I know, have their own custom way of handling this, but just having the framework to build that out very quickly and just having that given to you is what I want to do. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And that is the survey, how the survey works. So again, if they answered 4 or 5, they're going to be redirected to whatever URL you have in the Google review link in the custom value. If they go into and fill out 1, 2, or 3, then at that particular point, they're going to go and fill out the review form. They're going to submit it, and then this workflow is going to capture it. And who knows, you can send them an email You can do all kinds of stuff with this to try to make this client, turn from a bad review to a good review. But your team or your client's team needs to reach out to them and find out what's going on to hopefully convert those people, but it doesn't go into a bad review automatically on Google. So I hope that makes sense. Now, one of the other systems that I have is the SMS system. Now again, the SMS system utilizes the same custom values, but this right here, if you're using text, again, keep in mind with the new A2P registrations, you must make sure before you start sending these text messages out that your customers have opted in. Somehow they've given you permission to send them a text message like this. So you just need to make sure that you have that. Otherwise, if you start getting some of these stop messages on your SMS and stuff like that, right now you could get into trouble with some of the A2P registrations. I've seen that happen, and that could cause some issues. So I still offer it because this is still a possible way of doing this. As a matter of fact, texting is a lot quicker than emails, because if you've ever sent a text message out, response on that one is like 80% of all text messages get responded to, and get responded to typically within a few minutes. So when you do that, you can get a much faster Google review response versus an email, but it's a different system. And you can utilize both of these if you want. I'm just giving you two different ones that you can utilize. So having said that, let's go ahead and take a look at the SMS Google review system. So we've got two workflows here. One of them is just a Google review request, and the other one is just a Google review trigger link click. So very similar. Again, if you're using this, you can use the other workflow that we had in the survey system. I just wanted a secondary one to keep, you have an SMS system and then you have a survey system, whichever one you may want to use, but you don't want to have both of these Google review trigger link clicks turned on at the same time because they're both going to fire. So you don't want to do that and have two workflows responding to the same event. But let's go ahead and take a look at this one. This is a little bit more complicated of a workflow that I wanted to walk through with you. And again, we don't have any trigger here. Why? Because this is a manually executed event. Somebody finishes, and again, if you want to have your own workflow, for instance, you can have a workflow that after the appointment gets finished, then wait 1 hour and then add that person to this Google review request workflow. Do you see what I mean? So you don't need a trigger on these workflows. This workflow is actually being triggered by some other process that you already have. If you already have an appointment-based workflow that schedules them and reminds them and stuff like that, you can also have, at the very end of that, when the appointment is finished, have a wait step, wait an hour after the appointment, and then after that appointment, then add them to this particular workflow here, which will go out and get a Google review. Boom. It's completely set up. See how easy that was? So here in this workflow, what we're going to see, first of all, we're going to start out with a text message. Text message, again, it's just going to be very, very basic. Hi, Joe. I wanted to check in with your latest experience with us at ABC Dentistry, if that's what it is. How likely would you recommend us to a friend? Just reply with the number 1 through 5 to this text, 1 being poor, 5 being great. We really value your feedback. Thanks so much. Your support means the world to us. Username, you have a username, a location, or you can change that. But basically, you get it's a warm, fuzzy text message that you get, and everybody, hopefully they're going to respond with the request. Now we have a wait step here. We're just waiting for a reply. And when we do this, we're waiting for a reply, and the timeout on this is 2 days. You can make it a day, you can make it 4 hours, however you want to, but I just put in 2 days. Now, you have an if statement here, which branches off, did they respond? Either yes or no. Either they responded to your SMS or they didn't. So this right here is what it does. And if they didn't respond, I'm letting you fill in the logic for here. I'm kind of just filling in some of the basics to give you a framework. So if they did reply yes, now you're going to look at what is their reply. So here in this example, I want to give you something a little bit differently. I'm grouping, I'm only sending 5-star reviews to Google. Anything answered 1, 2, 3, or 4, they're going to, some other place. So here what I've done is I'm sending, if they answered 1, 2, 3, or 4, I'm grouping all of those together and sending them down one branch. Here, if they answer 5, I'm sending them down another branch. So here, notice we have if they replied messages 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So I'm using the or operator here and not the and operator, so that's important. So either one of these conditions will fire. It doesn't have to be all of them. So you don't want to use and here because that will not work. And then we have another branch for 5. So if we take a look here and just kind of scroll down, I'm going to blow this up just a little bit. I'm sorry about that. So here we got 1, 2, 3, or 4. Give feedback about service. So if they did answer 1, 2, or 3, 4, we click on this, sends them a text message. I'm sorry we didn't do a great job for you. We always like to know what happened, blah, blah, blah. Would it be okay, if we called you to discuss your experience with us? Now, it could be, can we send you a survey? Can we send you an email or something like that? But this is just the example I have for you here. You can customize it and do whatever you want. Now, of course, when you send that text message, now here you're going to wait for a reply. The very similar thing that we had up here, how did they reply? Did they reply yes? Did they reply no? And things like that. So here, if they did contact name. It just simply adds an internal SMS notification. Contact this, Joe at this phone number regarding a bad review that was submitted. And then SMS, this will send it. Thank you, Shirley, for your reply. We'll be in touch with you shortly. If they answered yes, they'll take a phone call. So going back up in here, let's just say we didn't go down the bad path. They did say they had a 5-star review. At this point, you say, wow, that's terrific. We're so excited about your great experience, blah, blah, blah. And here we see that there is a Google review link that in turn uses the trigger link that we've already set up here. So that trigger link, which in turn uses the custom value that we already populate, all of this stuff will just work together. So it will send off a link. They click on the trigger link. At that particular point, the trigger link workflow executes and allowing you to track that, to do whatever you want with that. But this right here is just a way that you can set up a review system that allows you to sort of fill in the blanks or add things to it to build overall just a system for doing this. So hopefully this is going to be able to at least get you out there, put a Google review system in place to start making you some money. This right here, once you put this in place, you can start selling this for money because these are Google review systems. Now, I do have some other videos on my channel, my YouTube channel, regarding how to create an AI chatbot or appointment bot or something like that. So there are some AI features with regards to reviews here. Now, unfortunately, I can't necessarily put them in a snapshot here, but if we come over here, I just at least wanted to mention it to you. So if you're coming over here to reputation management, you have to click on this link. You can come here and use the reviews AI. So this right here is another feature that you could sell. Now, you do have to set this up for it, and I'm just going to go over this real quickly here. So in this, if you want to, when somebody leaves you a Google review, one of the things that's very important, at least to Google, one of the many things that's important here, Google reviews are important. Responding to the reviews that you get are also important. Google does track that because it shows that you care about the customer feedback that you're getting from your customers that leave you a review. Now, if you're getting 2, 5, 10, 20 reviews or more per week, this can become a bit awkward or just really time consuming to sit back and create all of these responses. So adding this is another bonus that you can add. So you could sell the AI systems that I just gave you, or it's going to be in the snapshot. You can sell this for $197, $297 as a way to automate their complete review process. Getting a Google review after that here. This right here, you can even sell for maybe another $100 a month. So if you're selling review management for $297, throw this in there and sell it for $397 if you want us to include an AI feature that automatically responds to all of your Google reviews, making this a completely self-contained system where nothing by you, the owner, or your client has to be done. Everything is done for you. It is automated. It is sent out. They follow up the client. They get the review. The reviews are automatically replied to and so forth. And everybody's happy. Your customer, or your client just keeps doing their work. They keep getting reviews and they stay compliant with Google at the same time. Beautiful. Absolutely love it. This is only just one small feature of the Highlevel platform that you can use to make money, but hopefully you can take the system and do just that with it. Now, here inside of here, this is where you do have to select what source you want to auto reply from. You could choose Google and you could choose Facebook. So there are reviews that come from Facebook and the reviews that come from Google. In this example, we primarily focused on Google, but if you want to include the auto response feature here, you can let your client know, hey, with this auto response feature, it just doesn't include Google. It can also respond to all of your Facebook reviews as well. So that's just something that you can sell. Here, just a couple of quick settings. I'm going to blow this up a little bit so that we can see it better. Here you can say auto response sent only to this. So depending upon the reviews that you get, if you get let's just say 5-star review, I'm just giving an example. If somebody gives you a 5-star review, then the automated system will reply to that. Anything 4 stars and below, it will not auto reply to, meaning that you might want to go out and communicate, your client might want to go out and communicate with the customer that left the message, find out what's going on. Why did you give me a 4-star review, not a 5? Let me make it right. Let me make it better. And then within, I think it's 30 days or something like that, or maybe even 60 days, the customer can go into Google and change their review rating from a 4 to a 5. So they do have a small period of time there that they can actually change their review or even delete the review if they wanted to. But after a certain period, that review becomes evergreen and you can't change it, can't do anything about it from that perspective. So it's going to be up to you on what do you want to do. You could choose 4 stars and above, and then anything 3 stars and below, you will have to have your client's team go out, contact them. Hopefully you don't. If you implement these systems in the snapshot, you don't get 1, 2, and 3-star reviews with it. You can only get 4 and 5 or just 5 if you want to. But another setting that you get here is the wait time before responding, meaning when somebody leaves a review, how long after they leave the review do you want the AI system to respond? Obviously, if it's right away and immediate, the person does get notified of that, meaning the person that left the review, if you leave a review, that person does get notified that a response was made to the review that they had left. If that's automatic, then they know it's going to be an AI generated, because there's just no way a human can respond that instantly fast. So you do want to put a delay on this, and I've got 130 minutes. That's going to be 2 hours and 10 minutes. Some kind of odd number would probably be better, just to make it not like 2 hours afterwards, 1 hour afterwards, or something like that. But give it a little bit of time to make it look like it was reviewed and somebody actually responded to it. Then that makes it look a little bit more human. And finally, no matter what the AI system leaves, you as the client owner can always configure something that always gets added to the bottom of it. And it could be, thank you, we appreciate you as a customer in our business, something like that. You can put that text here, and then the AI system will automatically add this review response footer to its response every time it leaves a review. But that will be the same on every review that you particularly leave. So I do want to at least let you know that this right here is a hidden gem. This is a new feature that came out here in the past couple of months, and it really is going to help out business owners with staying compliant with Google, and it's done automatically, and you could charge them for it. How much time is it worth to them not have to leave 10, 20 reviews a week and have to write that stuff out, so that they just don't say, reply back with thank you or whatever. Like, the AI system will actually leave a very kind and considerate message, and even personalize it to the person that actually responded, making it look a little bit more human and a little bit more personal. So I hope you've gotten a few things out of this training. I hope you enjoy this snapshot. If you're interested, there's a link in the description below that will send you over to my landing page that you can get the snapshot. I'm offering it for free. Please tell everybody with it. And as a GoHighlevel affiliate, I just would always appreciate that if you are not at the Agency Pro level, and when you do get to a point where you can upgrade to the Agency Pro level, that you use my affiliate link for upgrading below in the description, because it does help me out. I do get compensated by Highlevel with it, and it just really helps me out, and I appreciate your support. If you don't have an account with Highlevel at all, then please use my link set up as affiliate. I have tons of bonuses whether you upgrade or create a new account. You get all of my affiliate snapshots, you get my cold email outreach snapshot, you get all the data training coaching from me, and I'm just here to try to help you out. Please help me support this channel. Click on the like button. Leave me a comment of what you thought about this video training, and by all means, give me some feedback in my email once you get the snapshot. If there's other things that I can improve on it, I will update it for everyone, and you can just simply download the update. So thanks so much for watching the video, and have a great day, high levelers.